How's it going, everybody? Andrew Howard with Must Have Outdoors, here with a product kind of overview of the Duke dog-proof trap. Now, if you've been watching TV lately, you'll see that trapping is gaining in some popularity on some certain mountain man shows, and fur prices here recently have been pretty good. The dog-proof style traps have been around for a few years now. The one that really, I guess, gained the most popularity was the Lil'l Grizz trap. It looks basically exactly like this one that Duke has produced. But the Duke one has a few features that I like a little bit better. So how a dog-proof trap works is a raccoon really uses their hands a lot when they feed and they eat. They're always sticking their hands down into stuff to try to grab something out. So this trap really plays into that kind of characteristic of a raccoon. So the trap's not set right now, but how this works, there's a lever on the inside of this trap, and you bait it. I like to bait them with a large marshmallow. So when the raccoon reaches down into the trap, they'll grab hold of that marshmallow lever and they pull up on it, and then that action fires the trap. When the raccoon fires the trap, it doesn't break their leg or anything like that. It just simply holds them into place until you come the next morning to dispatch them. Like I said, the Duke dog-proof trap has a few different features on it. The first one is the stake is a lot different. This is very easy to push into the ground. Some people complain that the stake isn't very good on super soft ground, but I haven't really had that problem. So it just depends on your trapping area. The Lil'l Grizz one has a little bit different stake, which I don't care for. The Duke trap does have a nice chain on it with some swivels, and to stake the trap to the ground, basically you need to purchase a kind of rebar stake swivel, or you can buy some disposable stakes. Wherever you buy this trap from, you'll be able to get those supplies as well. I would not recommend using wire, just because wire can twist and break. The big feature of dog-proof traps and make them so effective is first how extremely easy they are to set. All you have to do, it's kind of a two-handed job, but squeeze in on the lever, pull the dog down of the trap, and then lift up the pull-up lever, and then it's set. It's ready to go and catch some raccoons. Another kind of positive of the trap is that they are target-specific traps. The dog-proof traps are designed specifically to catch raccoons. I have caught a couple possums with this trap, and I even saw that somebody caught a gray fox with a dog-proof trap, so I think that's extremely rare, but just use your best judgment when you're going to set this. Another plus of using a dog-proof trap, if you're needing to thin out maybe the raccoon population around one of your deer feeders, or you're just trying to catch some raccoons, is these are a lot easier to use, in my opinion, than a cage trap. They're obviously a heck of a lot smaller to use in a cage trap. And I think with cage traps, raccoons are more prone to bait stealing than with this trap. They really got to stick their hand in there, and I think they're more committed to grabbing the bait at that point. But that's just a personal preference. These also are a heck of a lot cheaper than a live trap. The Duke dog-proof traps come in about $14 a piece. Obviously cheaper if you buy a dozen of them. And that also depends where you buy them. A few drawbacks I have with the dog-proof traps in general is that if you catch a raccoon in it, and around mud, these things can get pretty muddy and packed full of mud, so you're going to be spending some time cleaning it out. They do claim that there's some pores for mud to come out, but I trap a lot near the Mississippi River, and we have a lot of that gumbo, real sticky mud, and these just get dirty, not really easy to clean. People also like to paint these or dye them. When they come from the factory, they're going to be pretty greasy. That just helps prevent rust. Then clean them off. You can paint them white. I just usually run them like this. I think it's more of location affects your catch than the color of the trap, but that's just a personal preference of mine. Couple things about Duke traps, maybe in general, they're not known for the real high quality. I haven't had any problems with the dog-proof trap in general, but there are certain Duke traps that I will never buy again. But it just kind of depends on the trap side of things. If you're on a budget buying traps, I mean, Duke traps do work well, but there's going to be a little more work involved with them. But with the dog-proof trap, I've been pleasantly surprised. I haven't had any problems with it at all. Another thing that a lot of trappers don't like about Duke traps is that they are made in Korea, not in the USA. I guess that's just another personal preference, but at $14 a piece, these are extremely affordable traps. If you're needing to thin out the raccoon population on your hunting ground, or you just want to catch a few raccoons to make a little extra money, you may want to check out the Duke dog-proof traps. But as always, make sure to check your state's trapping regulations before you go out setting a bunch of these. For more information on these traps, I recommend going to the Minnesota Trapline Products website. It's mintrapprod.com. They've got a lot of different traps and information on there if you're looking to make a purchase on one of these. Also, make sure to sign up for the Monday Morning Must Have newsletter, where we'll send out a new product release every Monday morning. And also subscribe to the Must Have Outdoors YouTube channel so you know when we'll be putting up a new product video every week. Now stay tuned at the end of this video. I have more product videos coming up next. It's got some cool features. Obviously, first, it can roll up. It's very lightweight. And it also works where each cell is wired independently. So why that's important is if you're, set this out to charge and you go out on a hike or whatever, and part of the panel gets in the shade,